Oh, was that a bit Chinese?
You can't say that. No, it wasn't at all.
Welcome to another episode of the Bottom of the Stream Movie Show. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. Gobsmacked at that.
You sounded like you did it in an accent.
I didn't.
I'm not accusing you of anything. How are you, Nick?
I'm well.
Looking forward to doing this one?
Yeah, I really am.
I ain't got a clue what's going on here, so it's going to be a fun ride this episode, everybody.
I've got you,
Strap
don't worry.
in.
Again,
Strap in.
I think you look down too much watching these movies sometimes.
You're probably right.
Making too many notes.
You're probably right. But if I didn't, what would we talk about?
We just fill in the gaps.
Yeah, my memory's not good enough to do that. So this week we watched a film called Tik Tok.
You seen it before?
No, this is a first for me.
Okay, good.
Might be my first Chinese film.
No.
No?
You've watched Animal World?
Is that Chinese?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, it might be my second Chinese film. Tik Tok, also known as Yueting Di Na Zuan, which I tried to translate,
Okay.
but nobody seemed to have a translation of it.
Oh.
So the best Google could come up with was reversal. But all those words can't just mean reversal.
And the word reversal
Makes
is not relevant to this movie.
No.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the best translation I could get. Jing Tian, incidentally, is a Chinese actress.
Okay.
But I don't think it's anything to do with her either. She's not in it. It's from 2016. It's a 15. It runs for 1 hour and 47 minutes. Currently rated at 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. I've got a cast list. Do you want me to do the cast list?
Absolutely.
You bastard. Stars Wallace Chung as Gyo Shahia, maybe. He's the main character.
Okay.
Is
that a villain?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, he is the villain, I guess. Zhong Jie Li plays Yang Shengjun. Yu Yang Lang plays Yang Zi.
Dr. Yang.
Dr. Yang, yes.
Yeah.
It's directed by a guy called Li Jun and written by a guy called Zhao Yang Ding.
I am fully behind you trying to teach yourself Chinese based only on movie titles.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I'll do it. I would like to learn Chinese. I bet it's really interesting.
I think, yeah, learning Mandarin would be awesome.
Yeah,
Did you, though, hear about the hot water that John Cena got into?
Yeah, I did, yes.
So, you're in a, you wouldn't be on your own in sort of navigating this tricky language.
No.
John Cena, who was our hunk. Remember our first ever game, Hunk or Monk?
I do remember that. That's
Way
going back
back.
a long time.
He was our hunk, wasn't he?
He was.
He got in trouble because let me get this right. He wrongly stated that Taiwan is a country and it's
not.
It's really offended
China.
a lot of...
Not the wrestler China. She's dead. The actual country. Yeah, it didn't go down very well. We had to make an apology.
But he does speak Mandarin.
Yeah. But there was a lot of people trying to defend him because there was a controversy about whether it should be identified as one or not. And
yeah, sure.
there was a lot of shit going on.
He's put his political foot in it, I think.
Yeah. Did he do his apology in Mandarin, or have I dreamt that? I think I've dreamt that.
No, I think he did.
I think he can speak Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did.
To a level.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing that he was learning Mandarin, yeah.
Interesting. Bless him. That must have been so annoying. Anyway, let's get back onto TikTok, shall we?
Yes.
We're calling it TikTok. I'm not going into the Chinese translations. It's for some reason called TikTok over here. Any idea why?
Bombs tick and talk.
Okay, fair enough. But it's not spelt like the clock version.
No, I did notice that. So
It's spelled like the app.
Yeah, it is. So we're missing a C.
Yeah, we are missing a couple of C's. Do you have a one-word review of TikTok?
Smoking.
Nice.
Because of the mask.
Because of the mask. I like it. Clever.
Thanks. I hope you appreciate I'm actually giving you a one-word review. Review.
For the first time in a while, a one-word review. Where does the film start, Nick?
There's a dude eating sunflower seeds.
There is, indeed.
I was like, have we got Fox Mulder?
He used to love his sunflower seeds
did,
in
yeah.
the X-Files. Good X-Files knowledge.
Thanks. I just going off on another tangent. I do quite fancy rewatching the X-Files.
Harrison's doing it.
I know he is, and yeah. And he sort of messaged us a while ago and said, "Oh, I'd be interested to know your thoughts on some of these. Maybe we could do a quick episode on a couple of X-Files."
I wonder where it's at.
It's on Disney.
Is it?
Sure, it's all on Disney Plus.
Interesting. I'd love to do a rewatch of the X-Files. It's a big commitment, though.
Yeah,
there's a lot of episodes.
I definitely I've never seen the whole thing. I got off on the X-Files before it finished.
I think I've done it all at some point.
I think
but maybe not all in a row.
I think I got off quite early as well.
Were you there with Robert Patrick?
No.
So yeah, that's like season 5?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I haven't seen all the movies.
Yeah. Me and you used to go watch quite a lot of the movies, didn't we? I'd like to do a rewatch of the X-Files, but it's a big commitment to take on.
I saw, because they've had 2 extra series since as well, haven't they? And I saw the first one of those, and I quite enjoyed it, and I don't think I ever watched the second one.
The first one of those was really good. I don't know if I think I did watch the second one. I would have. I don't remember it.
I don't know if they're on Disney, because I had no idea where the ownership's at when it changed and came back.
No, not me, because it used to be Fox, didn't it? So that's probably why it's Disney.
Yeah, something to think
I remember the very first episode of the X-Files is terrifying.
Right.
But I don't remember why. But I remember vividly watching the first episode of the X-Files when it was first on.
Okay.
Because that was probably the first big American TV show that I got into.
Yeah, me too. I remember.
It's probably what started this whole thing.
I remember which one was the first episode I ever saw. Because I was quite young. Like, I don't know when it started.
95-ish?
Yeah, so over here maybe a year late. So I would have been like 14, 15. And I can remember my dad said, look, I've watched this the last couple of weeks. I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch it? And it was the first one I ever saw was the one where they got stuck up with the loggers and there's all the little green bugs that like kill people and eat. It's great.
It was great. At its time, it was great.
It's cool that you've let me watch this. And then we always watched it together every week after that.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to have to hide in my bedroom and watch it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch it. So I remember just sneaking it on and because it was on like 9 o'clock on a Friday night.
Yeah, something like that.
I used to have to sneak and watch it. But yeah, it was awesome. Still a great show.
Well, I'm not sure because I never saw all of it.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it holds up. I'm not sure.
Did it all tie up?
I don't know.
I have no idea. This is what I mean.
Probably not.
Okay.
Anyway, back to TikTok. We've not even started talking about TikTok yet. There's a voiceover going on. He's talking about the 3 stages of gambling.
Sure.
Stage 1 is don't be afraid of losing, or the rules even. The last hand dealt is the most important hand, but then he doesn't give the third one.
Okay.
So
I give your secrets away.
There is a lot wrong with the dub on this film.
This is why your notes are better than mine, because I haven't got any of that.
No.
I've got man eats sunflower seeds. He's wearing a creepy mask. I mean, the dub is really interesting. Did you watch the English dub?
I did.
Right. So
I also going off.
Fine.
I meant to mention this in the wave. I watched the English dub of Alice in Borderland this week as well.
Oh right, okay.
Because I was eating at the time and didn't want to read and eat, and it changed everything. It was weird.
What do you mean?
Because all the voices were different.
Well, yeah, we'll do
it was
that.
Just strange. Yeah. It was just weird. I meant to mention that in the wave, but no, I didn't.
So I kind of flitted between the audio track on this.
Yeah.
Because I found something quite interesting.
Okay.
And I started off, as I usually do, in the original audio.
Yeah.
So I've got the Mandarin version.
Yeah.
With English subtitles. I quickly noticed that in Mandarin, this was also dubbed.
Really?
Yes.
Right.
Because what I'm hearing often did not at all match up with the way the actors' mouths were moving. So this has been redubbed.
Right. I wonder why.
So
if you're going to watch a dub, you might as well watch the English dub. Is that what you're thinking?
Possibly. So I've switched back
to
the English dub and quickly realised, because again, this isn't usually the case, that the English subtitles match up exactly with the English dub.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because usually in what we've seen so far, the subtitles are subtitled from the original.
Yeah.
With this movie, they were subtitled from the English dub.
Which was... Oh, that's crazy. So the Mandarin is a dub over the top of the original audio.
Yeah.
The English is then a dub over the top of that, and then the subtitles are taken from the English dub.
Correct.
Crazy.
I do have a theory.
Go on.
That isn't fully thought out. But I don't know how this came across with yourself watching the English dub. But so our main character, Dr. Yang, the female lead, is Chinese.
Correct.
So her nationality of the character is Chinese.
Yeah.
Everyone else, or pretty much everyone else, is Korean in this movie.
Okay.
And it's set in Korea.
So it's a Chinese movie set in Korea.
Correct.
With a Chinese leading lady.
Correct. and there's quite a few mentions in it about. We'll get onto it. There's quite a few problematic mentions of women in this.
Yeah.
They dismiss her all the time, despite her being the only useful person in this movie. And there's quite a few mentions where Detective Kang or whatever rank he is in the police says, "Oh, you're lucky, or you never understand us, do you? You Chinese person living over here." So I wonder if originally it was in two languages. It was in Mandarin and Korean. How do you then dub that?
So they've redubbed the whole thing into Mandarin.
I think possibly, yeah, to make it easier. And then
what we're saying is the audio in this film is a clusterfuck.
It's absolutely fucked.
It's a mess. The dub also is not. The English dub is not very good. There's some appalling acting going on in
the voice
acting.
It's terrible, it means I can't tell if anyone's good in this.
No,
particularly, I will get straight to it. The villain.
Yeah.
Because
the main character is a villain in this film.
Yeah.
We follow a bad guy, which is unusual for a start.
Guaojida.
I'll take your word for that. I will tell you now, I've got no names written down in any of my 14
Okay,
pages.
I think I'm all right with the three main.
Okay.
Every time he laughs.
Oh, it's creepy.
And in both, it's ridiculous. It's terrible voice acting.
Really?
And it really takes you out of the moment.
Is his laugh completely different in the original then?
Well, it's just stupid and cartoonish and not like a real human being laughs at all.
It's very true. Ross sent a message because he was watching it at the same time I was watching this film.
Sure.
And he sent a message saying this is the best Batman and Joker film I've ever seen.
It's like someone's doing an impression of Mark Hamill's Joker.
As soon as he said it, I was like, I'm watching a Joker.
Yeah.
Like, this character is a Joker. And it made perfect sense from there. But yeah, he did laugh like a Joker.
This tries to rip off a lot of things, weirdly.
Especially right at the very end, there's a very weird line.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that, but yeah. That's it's very strange. It's a very strange film.
So yeah, that's my first point. Voice acting in both versions, absolutely terrible. Nothing matches up. So you've really got to clear that hurdle to start with.
Yeah, agreed. We're now 13 minutes in and we haven't started the film. He's in our main guy is a man wearing a creepy mask that's just a face, basically. Yeah. It's not like a mask of anything. He's having a therapy session, I guess.
Sure.
And he's eating sunflower seeds, as Nick says. They're discussing his gambling problems. There's a lot of shit going on. I'm already confused by my notes.
It's crazy difficult for the first 10 minutes.
The first 15 minutes is just non-stop.
Yeah.
It's just constant.
So there's a guy, this Guaojida, he's in the therapy session. There's this whole back and forth with Dr. Yang, who's the therapist. She correctly guesses how many sunflower seeds are left in the pot.
68.
Because she can count how many he's eaten.
Yeah.
It's like he's like gobsmacked by it. And I was like, well, right, she's a clever lady.
She even says I put 100 in there at the start of the day. And 68 left.
This guy is addicted to betting. He says, I don't like football because the Asian football championship's on. But I like betting.
He says I don't watch anything, I just bet on it.
Yeah, the final's on today, so he's excited about that. We then have a quick cut to some gangsters beating a guy up.
Yep. And they throw him out of a car eventually as well, don't they? Then we go into a credit sequence, which goes straight from there.
It's a very complicated credit sequence.
Very complicated. Because there's like credits going, but there's also scenes going on behind it, which are not important to the story, but there's stuff going on.
They kind of are.
Well, yeah, they kind of are, but you can't understand them.
What I got from it is that the masked guy in the therapy session told his brother to bet on this guy to score the winning goal in the cup final.
Yeah.
His brother has lost a previous bet. He was the guy getting beaten up by the gangsters.
Yeah.
But also, someone has kidnapped this footballer's wife. Because they think that if he's more scared, then he's going to be more driven to score a goal and win the game.
Yeah.
And win the bet, basically. She's been kidnapped and strapped to a bomb somewhere.
Yes. Yes.
You get all of that in about
4 minutes.
Yeah.
If that. Straight out of the credit sequence, we meet, I presume this is his brother. He's like a businessman.
Yes.
His phone rings and I've written a fast-talking lady answers. He's got some sort of debt for a factory that burned down that was mention of.
Yeah, I just if it's business debts or again it's a betting debt. I'm not really sure. He owes these guys money.
Yeah. There was a talk of them going on a trip to America at some point. And then the film really gets started at this point because the doctor's office gets raided.
Yes.
By some cops because they're after this guy in the mask.
Yeah.
He manages to slip out of the window, which is quite high up. It's like 5 or 6 stories high, I would imagine. One of the cops...
This Captain Kang.
Captain
Well,
Kang.
he may not be captain. Detective, I don't know.
Kang. Ties himself to a fire hose and dives out the window after this guy.
Absolute healthy disregard for any self-protection.
Yeah.
Because this thing could have just ripped at any point.
Yeah. So he like rugby tackles in midair out of this window. And then it does rip and they crash to the floor together.
Yeah.
So they kind of land on each other. And the guy's masks come off in the meantime in the melee of all this. We then find out there's 30 minutes till the football match kicks off.
Yep.
The football match is going to be a strong theme during this film, we know. Or we find out at this point. And we see the girl who has been kidnapped who has a bomb strapped to her.
Yeah.
So, and she is the best player's girlfriend, as
Correct.
we know.
She's a wag. Remember wags? They were very 2006, weren't they?
Wags, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really hear of them anymore,
No.
do you? We find out how the masked man, he's got a burnt face, that's why he wears a mask.
Yes.
It was an explosion at a soccer game that did that.
Probably because he was laying bombs and shit.
The doctor, Dr. Zhang,
Yep.
she gets arrested for colluding with this man in the
And this
mask.
is the first point where the police are just totally like, well, you were interviewing him. You must be in on it.
Yeah.
Stupid woman.
Yeah, basically. But it's her job.
really
She's a
offensive,
therapist.
yeah.
It is. Her phone gets smashed in the melee.
Yeah.
Then the masked man who's now unmasked gets brought back into the office.
She says to him, don't take the mask off him.
Yeah.
You'll set him off. Someone will get hurt. He's dangerous.
He's a very dangerous man.
So the police completely ignored the advice. And Gaujida, the guy in the mask, bites a cop's nose off.
He does. He does.
Spits it out on the table.
Yeah, literally.
So we have now had this series so far. Brain jelly.
Yep.
Eye jelly.
Nose jelly.
Nose jelly.
What would you rather touch?
It's now nose jelly, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I'd be alright with the outside of the nose, but touching the inside bit would be... Ugh.
Might still be some bogies.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's a classy show.
What have I written here? I've written here, I don't remember this scene. Cop pays for a towel. Chinese are keen on towels, apparently.
I have no idea what that means. So,
I think he brought her a gift, didn't he?
right.
Of a towel, anyway.
Does he have to use a towel to wipe the guy's nose up? And
Yes.
he's like, I'll pay for that.
I'll pay for that towel. And
I'll put
she's
it on
like, it's a really
expenses.
special towel for me.
Yang says, look, put on this music. It's
Yeah.
really calming.
Yeah,
It'll
calm
help
me
the
down.
guy. You can talk to him.
Because he's losing his shit.
Yeah. And they're still being mean to her.
Yeah.
Like, what do you know, you silly little girl? But they see the guy, Gaujida starts to calm down.
Yeah, because they
So
give
they
him his
can
mask
actually
back as
interview
well.
him.
He
Yeah.
gets his mask back on. And they think he's behind this kidnapping plot.
Yeah.
Plot? Kidnapping plot. And
Because Kang says that the woman's been kidnapped. The bomb is set to go off when the final whistle blows
for the
of
game.
the football match.
Yeah.
And they traced a call from Gaojida's phone to her office.
Yes.
That's why they're there.
Yes. And he admits it. He's like, he doesn't hide the fact that it is him that's behind it.
Yeah.
We know this from the start. The
It's like
cops know
there's
this from
not
the
just
start.
one there, mate.
Yeah, there's like loads
There's
of
loads of bombs.
It all comes out because she asks him if he wants a takeaway. And
Yeah.
that's how they get the fact that he'd used his phone to contact. And it's all a bit crazy. Then we cut back to the rich man who I've written rich man, but it turns out he's Gaojida's brother. He's got a USB dongle type thing.
Yeah.
It's gold, so we know it's special and important because it's golden. And he hides it in a case, which is then hidden in a very elaborate vault.
It is.
It's one of these where it's covered in lasers.
Yeah.
And you have to have a special key
It's
to
like
get
totally
into the door.
marble. It's a
Yes.
really posh.
But it's a pricey
Bank.
establishment. All the cops leave Dr. Zhang's office at this point. And she's like, am I just free to go? And he's like, no, you need to go to the station to make a statement. We find out after that the rich man, Gaojida's brother, has upped his security detail.
Yeah.
They've employed like 70 more security guards or something. So it's like, is it a casino he's running? Or it's some sort of...
That's a different... No, it's the gangsters are running the casino.
The gangsters
It's not
are
his
running it.
brother.
Okay. all right.
These are the guys he owes money to.
Yes. Sorry, it's not his brother. It's the guy who
But yeah,
runs
they're
it.
running a gambling ring.
Yeah.
And obviously the main event stays this soccer match.
Soccer match.
Then basically, they've worked out the location of where this woman's held, the
Yeah.
kidnapped woman, because they work out it's close to the restaurant where Gaojida got his lunch from.
Yeah.
And they go and find her.
Yep, they find it straight away.
On tyre. 20
Defuse
minutes
the bomb. Defuse the bomb instantly.
Yeah.
That cut one wire, bomb's defused. They see a floor plan of the stadium drawn on the wall.
Sure.
And they say there's enough explosives here to have made 5 more bombs. And suddenly one of the bombs goes off.
It does, yeah.
In this... I presumed it was where Gaojida's been living.
Yeah,
it's like his apartment.
Bedsit or whatever.
And blows them all up.
So, like, the main cops are, like, shell-shocked, aren't they?
Yeah, they've all been blown up a little bit. They're not injured. They're just like, ooh, didn't expect that. Didn't see that coming.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
Temporarily.
The lady cop starts punching the masked man because she finds out that...
Yeah, she just riles him up.
Yeah, she starts...
You've killed cops.
Yeah, we need to know where the rest of the bombs are. So the rest of this film now is...
To the stadium.
Yeah, the rest of this film now is like, let's find out where the bombs are.
I feel like... I don't know if something is lost in translation. Like I say, there are a lot of issues with the dub and stuff. It's been an incredibly convoluted to put us all in place to go and try and defuse these bombs in this football stadium. Yeah. Much more confusing than it needed to be.
100%. This is the most confusing film I've ever seen. I'm not going to pull any punches here. I've still to this day have no idea what this film is. They use a bit of reverse psychology on him, don't they? Because he's denying to start with that there are some bombs, and then it turns out he has made all the bombs are at the stadium. That's all we need to know. I've read, we're in Korea. The cops want the game abandoned.
But there's a stupid chief.
Yep, there's always a stupid chief.
Right out of the trope book.
Yeah.
He won't stop the match.
He can't stop the match because the Olympics are coming. That's what he says.
And we've got to prove we can host an event like this.
Big sporting events.
Stupid chief.
So the match is not going to be abandoned. That's a fact. Gaojida is strapped to a basketball hoop in a basketball court at this point, which I'm assuming is at the stadium.
I presume so, yeah.
They bring him some food, some Chinese food. He says, let's play some games. Let's go all sore. Let's do some betting.
Yeah, he's like, I'll talk to you, but I'm not going to tell you stuff. I want to bet.
Let's bet some money.
I think at this point, Yang and Kang, Detective Kang sort of storms off. I'm not doing this. I'm not playing.
I'm not playing
games.
your stupid
I'm
games.
A policeman. I can't do this. And then Yang sort of pulls him to one side, Dr. Yang, and says, well, mate, you haven't really done anything yet. I've done all the work for you.
Yeah.
So how about we play along and we might get something done here?
And he's like, shut up, stupid woman.
Yeah. Eventually agrees.
Yeah, and the game appears to be...
It's not a game.
No. It's just a question.
We're not betting on it.
It's a quiz.
It's stupid. It's the first stupid name drop of this movie.
It really is. So Gojira says to them both, I bet you don't know what Cristiano Ronaldo's kid's called.
It's so... Did not just totally take you out of it, hearing a real person's name.
Completely. Kang says, my ex-wife's a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. She'll know.
He's like, okay, yeah, ring her. I'll let you ring one person.
Yeah, which he does.
You can have a lifeline. Phone a friend.
Turns out, though, she fucking hates him. Absolutely detests the guy and hangs up on him in the end.
Yeah, so sign my divorce papers, you bastard.
Which is when Gaojida first does his creepy, weird laugh.
Yeah.
Because he laughs that he's been
cartoon character.
And he goads him a lot more.
Did you know the answer to this question?
No.
No, me neither. I was really disappointed with the answer. Because she texts him the answer.
She does, yes. Yeah, she gives him the answer in the end. But before that, he pulls a gun on Gaojida and imagines him shooting him in the head.
Yes, he did.
Because
I forgot about that.
The gun goes off and blood splats all up our screen.
Yeah.
But then when we come back, he's still alive with a gun pointed to his head. Just imagine. Let's have a bit
it's
of
like a really shit special effect.
It was,
where
it was awful.
Splashes the camera.
It really was. He gets the text. We can find out the answer to the question. Cristiano Ronaldo Jr.
Of course it is.
Apparently.
It's Ronaldo. He's going to name him. Should have known that one.
And then he's like, right, let's go over to the stadium. I want to watch the game.
Yeah, Guajida just says, fine. You got it right. I'll take you to the bomb.
To the first bomb.
Yeah.
But
only you two.
Yeah. So
no one else.
So Gaojida, Dr. Zhang, and Colonel Khan, whatever he's called, Kang, head off to the stadium, and they're actually in the midst of one end of the football fans.
Yeah, they're in with the Blues.
The Blues, whoever they were. And he's like, right, the bomb's in here.
Yeah.
So in the middle of all these fans. But to find it, you've got to put this red shirt on. And I want you to shout, the blue team shit, the blue team suck. And try and get yourself beat up is basically what he's asking him to do. This was just stupid.
Could have been done so much better.
Yeah.
There was no danger.
No.
Because all of these people saying watching this football match looked really nice and
friendly.
friendly.
They were lovely, polite Japanese fans. If you'd have done this in Manchester, you'd have got beaten the crap
no
out of him.
aggro, yeah.
Yeah, the fans were just looking at him like, he's a crazy man in a red shirt. And then, so he says, right, follow, I'll tell you where to go. You do it, but keep shouting about the blue team being shit.
Also, all the way through this, Detective Kang is very loudly in a massive crowd of people who can quite easily hear saying to Gajida, "Where's the bomb? Where's the bomb?" Which I'm sure wouldn't create any panic whatsoever.
He gets to a point a bit further down the stairs, and the guy and Gajida says to him, right, punch that fat guy.
Yeah.
So he does. He punches the fat guy. That's when the fans do start to attack him a little bit.
Yeah, they sort of beat him to the floor, don't they?
Yeah, but luckily, the blue team score at this exact point in the film, which distracts all the fans, makes them all stand on their chairs, so it's easier to find the bomb, and he finds the bomb.
Under the seats.
The commentator, incidentally, on the football has never watched a football game in his life.
No.
There's some words that come out, and you're like, what on earth is going on here? I've written one down later on, I'll come to it, but it's quite funny. So they get this bomb, it gets diffused, or they take it away and it gets diffused, and he tells them the next bomb's in the toilet. Yeah. The toilet's just there, it's literally just 10 steps away from us, bomb's in there. Turns out it's not, he just needs a shit, because he's had this Chinese food. So he goes into a cubicle, and he sneaks something into his mask. It was like a hair grip or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't really clear on what it was.
No.
And Gajida says, right, we're still playing the game. One question per bomb.
Yeah.
And the first one, remember, was, what's the name of Cristiano Ronaldo's son? Okay, fairly, I wouldn't know it, but you're at a level of questioning here. Yeah. No, not this time. Question 2. Yeah. He wants Detective Kang to shoot Dr. Yang.
In the face.
Yeah.
Specifically in the face.
Things are escalated here.
Yeah, massively. It's gone from 1 to 100 straight away.
And this was fucking
stupid.
It was so shit. So he shoots her.
Yeah, but the gun's not loaded.
No.
Because he found a loophole.
Detective Kang turns and says, "You never said to load it."
But you said to shoot her. Not pull the trigger whilst it's pointing at her face.
And unbelievably, Gajida's like,
"Oh, you got me.
You've outfoxed me there. What a chess player you are."
Oh, so he tells him where the bomb is, and he says the bomb is under your feet.
Garbage.
The bomb is under your feet.
You're standing on it. Yeah.
You're standing on it. And we look down, and then the camera goes down, and we end up in the basement of the bowels of this football stadium. And they find a bomb, and it's underneath a gas pipe.
Yeah.
The game goes to 2-0. I'm going to keep you track on the score.
2-0 Blues.
2-0 Blues. They go to find this bomb, but he doesn't. He says, "I don't want to play your games anymore."
Yeah. Again, crazily, Detective Kang is like, "Well, I've had enough. I'm not doing any more questions.
Yeah.
I'll find the other one on my own.
Yeah.
Get fucked."
Basically. And he handcuffs him to a barrier or something, doesn't he? And he's like, "Right, I'm going to find this third bomb now."
Finds it
within
2 seconds later.
He just walked up to this thing and he's like, "I think it's in there," and it was. This is a point where it does go a bit sore on us because he pulls this door off. It's in like a cabinet, and he pulls this door off, and it lands on his arms.
Yeah,
and it's got a marble maze on the top.
Yeah,
that if he completes
ball bearings.
Yeah,
a cheap.
Yeah,
maze.
But which he's got to complete to stop it going off, I think, or if he completed it went off. I don't understand.
No, he's got to prevent the ball bearings from touching the edge of the maze.
Oh, okay.
Because that will make contact, which will make the bomb explode.
And it's also really heavy.
Apparently so.
Because
he's not strong, is Detective Kang, because he's struggling very quickly. Maybe it is very heavy.
It looked heavy, but who knows? She figures out a way to deactivate this bomb. I'm going to skip through it a little bit because there's a lot to get through here. She finds a way to deactivate it, gets him away from it.
So Guaojida tells her how to deactivate it because Dr. Yang says, if you die here first, you're a loser. If you die with us, you don't get to see your handiwork.
Yes,
you're a loser.
Correct.
And he's like, oh, right, okay, this is how you do it.
Yeah. It was like a gas tap over the other side of the room that you just needed to turn. It was not connected to the bomb. But it goes off anyway.
It does, but
when
lightly.
they've got away from they've got away from it, there's like a flashbang goes off, and it blinds them both.
Yeah, not a scratch on them.
No, they're absolutely fine. They just can't see. But when that all clears, it turns out gone. He's
Yep.
managed to get away. He's cleared himself off.
It's also half time as well for anyone
Yep.
keeping track.
It's 2-0. And the commentator says, this is where I've written down what the commentator... Do you want to know what the commentator says
please.
at this point? He says, it's 2-0 in the game. The first quarter ends in 45 minutes.
Okay. Great.
What? I don't understand what that means.
We're playing 180-minute
We're
games.
playing 4 quarters. I don't know. But yeah, I wrote that. That's verbatim what the commentator says. Also, in all the melee, he manages to punch the captain or the cop, Kang.
Yeah.
And knocks him out, doesn't he? Whilst he can't see what's going on. A police station's been set up in the gym.
Yeah, we've got like an incident room now.
Now that's been set up.
With the stupid chief's back and a few more cops.
So who was the guy that showed up at this point? Was he the gangster or the brother? Because there was a guy helping them, wasn't there?
This was
just a cop.
Some more policemen.
Okay,
Yeah,
I have no idea what's going on.
because they're kind of round Kang and Yang up.
Yeah,
and again, just because she's a lady,
she gets arrested again.
Yeah, they still think she's in on it. And the chief says to Kang, "Get the woman to talk."
Yeah,
she knows what's going on. Really offensive.
You've said that a few times.
I know, but
yeah,
it really is. The attitude is pretty disgusting, I've got to say.
They check her phone. Her phone got smashed earlier on.
Yeah.
So they decide, well, let's call whoever she called last. And they get it on speakerphone, don't they? And it's some sort of plastic surgery clinic.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Then the second half kicks off in the football.
Yeah.
So the commentator says, right, we were here for the second half. So we're forgetting about the first quarter that had only just finished.
Also, the star player for Reds is now come onto the pitch.
Because his girlfriend's safe.
Yeah.
So he's now allowed to play. They start going through Galjida's flat again, try and get some more evidence, see what's going on. Some dude gets tased at this point.
Okay.
don't. I've written that down. Some dude gets tased. Football goes to 2-1. The red team get a goal back.
They find a missing piece of the map, don't they?
Yes,
the stadium plan.
They find a UV lamp.
Yeah, it's like Lost.
Yeah, it goes all lost on it. So they shine that on the wall, and it lights up. And it turns out it's lit up all the gas pipes.
Yes.
So that's becoming interesting.
And they find a missing piece of the map on the floor, which shows a skyscraper.
Yeah.
In town.
Yes. The football game goes to 2-2. The Reds equalise. A car drives through a barrier at the stadium.
Yeah.
And takes out a cop. It seems to be out of control.
Yes. It's the same car that the guy who got tasered came in.
Yes. That's
so,
the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Galjida escaping.
Yes, okay.
That's what we're supposed to believe in
so,
this car.
At this point, they figure out that now this is how I've understood it. Galjida put that bomb on the gas pipe so that he knew that they would turn the gas off.
Correct.
So he could go through the big gas pipes to access the skyscraper.
Yeah, unnoticed.
And they figure out that's his plan. He's going to get through the gas pipes and get into this building. Yeah?
Yes.
You're looking at me like, yes, but there's more.
No, no, that's a very good summary.
Thank you.
It's completely ludicrous.
Of course it is. How big's a gas pipe normally?
Well, right. So fine. They can be big enough to walk through.
Okay.
Do you know how long it would take to vent something like that down?
No, but it looks like you do.
Days. Days and days and days.
Okay.
They've switched it off. He's off.
He's off straight through.
Yeah. He's just ambling along this gas pipe.
This film's mad. It's absolutely mad.
Also, just now, just after they leave the apartment, Kang just comes on to Dr. Yang.
Yeah, out of nowhere. That's
for one line, and it never comes back again.
Yeah. Because they go off to this skyscraper together, don't they?
Yeah.
And yeah, they have a bit of a flirt, but he still makes her way outside. He still won't let her go in. But then he goes in to this building pretending to be a gas inspector.
Yeah.
Because they've got more power than a captain of a police precinct? Surely...
I don't understand. Gone in and be like, police.
Yeah.
I need to search the building.
I need to search the building. Not, I'm a gas inspector, can I go upstairs? No, you can't. Okay, let me knock this dude out. He knocks out the receptionist dude because he doesn't believe him. And then it goes all fucking martial art movie on us.
Right, so we now get a direct rip-off of The Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Because verbatim, they do the scene where Captain America's in the lift,
yeah,
surrounded by goons. That's what Detective Kang does. Takes them all out. Then he beats up a whole corridor of goons.
A fuckload more, I've written. Yeah, it has gone proper Winter Soldier on us.
He gets to the control room, beats a load of them up.
Literally, he's taken out hundreds of people at this point.
And it's not even they're not great fight scenes
No,
either.
they're not. They're not. They're really amateurish. Then somebody pulls a gun. There's a gunfight for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then a guy with a machine gun shows up
Yeah.
and misses him from point blank range about 50 times. He gets killed and then everybody's dead in the building.
Yeah.
Until a lady shows up.
Yeah, in a white suit,
In a
and
white-
you know she's going to be awesome.
Was the one in the white suit. She's some sort of martial arts queen.
As far as I would say, the best fight, it's the one
This
that
is-
these two have.
Yeah, it's not a great fight still, but it's the best fight in the film.
She's carrying him. Yeah.
So yeah, they have a couple of minute fight scene. Then he shoots her in the face.
Yeah.
He manages to flick his gun over his shoulder and shoot her in the face.
But he's quickly surrounded
Yep.
by a load of more goons. There's
Yep.
about 20 guns in Detective Kang's face.
Correct.
He is captured.
He is indeed. Then we cut downstairs to where the blue car was earlier.
Yes.
That man's also been captured, who was driving that car, but he has a suicide vest on.
It was the
bomb
tasered
vest.
gangster. It was not Gaojida.
Yes.
He was a decoy.
He was indeed.
Gaojida is still walking down the gas pipes.
He is indeed. The football game goes to 3-2 to the red team.
What a comeback.
They're winning now. Did the guy who came on score all 3 goals?
I'm not sure.
I think he did. Then all the bombs go off
Yes.
at the same time. Because the game finishes, doesn't it? He scores in the last minute of overtime.
Yeah, so the stadium doesn't go up, does it?
No.
We're kind of away from that now. That's all
Yeah.
sorted. But there are more bombs underneath this building.
Yeah.
Because Gaojida is breaking in.
Yes. Because it turns out at this point, which we should have probably realised earlier, and I probably should have realised earlier, he's trying to get into the elaborate vault that we met earlier on.
Indeed.
Because he's after this USB drive. And he does. He gets into this vault and manages to get up through the floor.
Because, again, all the cops and all the gangsters are trapped under rubble
Yep.
in a smoking building.
Indeed. He manages to take the key from around the guy's neck.
Yep.
Is that his brother? Or is that just a gangster?
It's just a gangster.
Okay. He manages to take that key and he manages to get the safety deposit box that we saw earlier, and then he shoots the guy, doesn't he?
We've not seen the brother since right at the start, because Dr. Yang talks to Gaojida's brother,
Yeah.
and he's like, well, what treatment are you giving him? This is what I want to do next, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we've not seen him for a long time.
Then he just walks out. He's dressed as a cop.
Yeah, full-on SWAT gear.
There's cops everywhere in this building because loads of bombs have just gone off. And he just walks out. He walks past them all. The captain's all right. He wakes up. He's under a load of rubble, but he tells them that your dude's dressed as a cop.
Yeah.
Lock the building down. But he doesn't. He gets out and he gets to a bus.
Yeah, he gets on a bus.
Gets
Cop
on
driving a bus.
And he manages to drive off in this bus. But just before he drives off, Dr. Zhang's on the bus.
Yeah, she spotted that the number plate of the bus was the same number as on some notes that she'd made in one of their sessions.
Okay. I noticed there was a lingering shot on the number plate, but I didn't
Okay.
understand why. She's on the bus. She puts a gun to his head. He's unfortunately wearing a bomb himself.
He is.
He has a
He's
dead man's-
laughing a lot, doing his
he's
Joker laugh.
doing
a
a
lot.
stupid laugh. He has a dead man's trigger on this bomb. So if he dies, the bomb will go off. He starts the bus. She falls over and he drives away. And there's a police chase. Police start following this bus. I said bus a lot. You get a car chase, basically. They start ramming into each other. But a bus is always going to win in that sort of situation.
But for the second week in a row, we end up with a reverse chase.
Yes.
Because
He's going backwards.
Kang ends up reversing away from the bus as
Yeah.
it's chasing him down.
Then he flips his car over.
I don't understand where all the other cops have gone.
No, they've just gone.
Like, we saw tens of vehicles roll out,
Yeah.
and they're just nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, they've just gone. Just don't think about it. Kang has rolled his car. He's crawling out of the roof of his car.
He's managed to shoot out the bus tyres,
He
though.
does shoot out the bus tyres at this point because the bus heads straight for him.
Yeah.
He's going to ram him, so he shoots the tyres out of the bus. I was expecting the bus to flip, but Jing, whatever he's called, is a good bus driver because he keeps control of the bus
Yeah.
and just manages to stop it. Dr. Zhang tells him to surrender. She says, your brother's waiting for you.
Yeah, she says, I spoke to him. He wants you to come home.
Yep. And he's like,
And he lets her out.
he lets her out of the bus, but he's like, I'm not coming home. And then he activates the bomb,
Yes.
drives off the bridge into the water underneath, and the bomb goes off.
It sure
So
does.
we've lost our main character, or we feel like we have. Kang tells Dr. Zhang to just go home.
Yeah.
He's like, right, it's been a long day. Just go home now. And she's like, okay, I'll go home. And the lady cop from earlier drops her off home.
Yeah. Right. Also, why did it switch to English?
Did it?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. That's bad, isn't it? I was speaking English. I was watching English. It would have. Did it switch to English?
Yeah, so the whole bit where they're telling the Bible story.
Yeah.
Where Detective Arn or whatever her name is.
That's in English?
Yeah.
How random.
There's just like the odd few sentences now in English, and I didn't understand why.
That's bizarre. Don't know.
You watching an English dub.
I was watching an English dub. I wouldn't have noticed. If it had switched to Chinese, that would have been well confusing.
Good point.
One of the cops tells Kang that the dead body matches Jiang Zida's DNA,
Yeah.
so he's definitely dead.
100% dead.
Yeah, but nobody's guarding the body.
No, he says, "Where's the brother?"
The brother.
It's like, oh, he's in.
But nobody's guarding the brother.
Yeah, he's in the. Last time I saw him, he was in the interview room. But yeah, I don't know who's with him.
Okay.
And Kang says, "Well, can you go and fucking check?"
I have not followed this film.
Okay.
At this point onwards, I do not know what has happened in this film. It turns out Jiang Zida's burns are not real.
Yeah.
So he wears fake burns
Correct.
underneath the mask to make it look like he's burned.
Yes.
He also says something at this point about Tony Stark.
Yeah. So we're intercut with the videos from the previous therapy sessions.
Yeah.
And it's Gao Zhida talking about his brother.
Yeah.
He said, I learned a lot of things from my brother. My brother's very successful. He went to work in America. He worked for some big companies. At one point, he says he worked for Stark.
He works for a weapons manufacturer called
Stark in America. And I'm like, oh my God, we're watching a Marvel movie.
We're in a Marvel universe.
Which was just really weird that he said that. And he says, my brother was a great swimmer as well.
Oh, interesting.
And then we see someone swimming away from the bus.
Yeah. And
this is also intercut with the mask coming off, the burns coming off.
Yeah. So has he been his brother all along?
Pretty much, yeah.
Good. That's how I understood it. So
Yeah.
I did understand it a little bit.
So
So it's just been one guy the whole time.
There was another brother. He killed him.
Yeah.
At some point in the past.
Okay.
Basically.
So this guy turns up at Dr. Yang's house.
Yes.
Because he wants the medical records.
So she thinks, oh, that's the masked guy's brother. Who I've met before because we've talked about the treatment.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, look, I need the medical records. She's like, well, this is a bit inappropriate.
It's the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But she twigs something's not right, doesn't she? Because
she's worked it out because of this Bible fable about, I don't know the Bible.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, some story about brothers.
So she manages to get away. She escapes. She breaks a bottle over his head.
She locks herself in her office and then smashes a bottle over his face.
Yep. So one of the security guards gets killed.
He's fucking stupid as well.
Yeah,
he's like, "Are you okay, little girl?" And she's like, "There is literally a murderer running around. We need to get out. Call the police." Are you sure?
Yeah.
Then he just
gets stabbed.
Deserved everything he got.
She manages to escape down a ladder, although she doesn't climb down the ladder.
No.
She can't use ladders.
No.
She just falls down a ladder. It was the most ridiculous thing. I was like, ladders are not difficult, but she just fell off this ladder. He follows her down. She's got the gold-plated flash drive.
Yes, because it turns out as he pushed her out of the bus, he slips the flash drive into her pocket.
Because it can't get wet.
Yes.
Because it's a USB flash drive. I am following this film more than I thought I was. So he planted it on her with obviously the option of going back to rob her later on. Which
he calls it a black key.
Yes.
It's full of all these gambling secrets.
Yeah, it's the secrets of how they make their money and also where they store their money.
Yeah.
This is the point where we find out that he killed his brother and he's taken on his identity. She's like, I'm going to throw this off the roof because they're on a roof.
Yep, over a river.
Yeah. And she does. She throws the key. She calls him a psychopath. And then he attacks her with an axe.
Yeah.
He's got this like fire axe and he comes out with it. And then Captain Kang shows up with the bloody best pistol shot I've ever seen from like 3 skyscrapers away. Shoots him straight between the eyes. Kills him dead. He falls off the building because they're right on the edge of this roof.
Yeah.
So Captain Kang comes over to her. So it's all done. We're done. It's the end of the story. And he says, did you really throw the key? And she's like, maybe.
And that's it.
And that's the end of the film.
As if. Maybe.
Maybe.
What kind of fucking ending's that?
Did you see the post-credit scene?
Yeah, because it's about 10 seconds later.
After. Yeah, it's literally, there was like 2 credits came up. They're on the way to a hospital.
So this must have just been absolutely added on just to fuck with people at the end because you
It's
never
a sequel tease.
because you never see them.
No.
So you see the car going down the highway,
Yeah.
but it's just voiceover.
Yeah. Yeah, the actors are not there.
No, that's what I mean. They're not in
at
it.
all. This is a sequel tease. So basically, they're on the way to a hospital. They're talking about being on the way to the hospital. Don't know what they're going to the hospital for. Maybe she fell off that ladder.
Yeah, maybe.
She hurt her ankle or something. They get hit. The car gets hit. Gets taken out.
It's sideswiped by a truck, doesn't it?
And then the golden USB drive is on the road, and we just see a mysterious hand pick it up.
Yeah.
We don't know who this is.
That's it.
That's the end of the film.
I mean, it's not the most fail-safe way to ensure this precious drive doesn't get damaged, is it?
No.
By smashing a normal-sized car with a huge truck.
I'm so glad we've got through that, because that film is crazy times.
Wasn't nothing to do with the football match after about 50 minutes.
No. As soon as that woman was rescued, it was fine. None of it makes any sense. None of it. But it's quite good fun.
It is quite good fun.
And there's a lot of shit going on. There's something happening all the time.
I really struggled with the voice acting issues.
The dialogue is terrible.
I cannot stress enough how bad the voice acting is.
The voice acting is atrocious.
It's awful dub.
I wouldn't even call it acting. It's just reading. It is. They don't like... Some of it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And these people are English, reading English words. And it's still... The sentences structures are not right. So why are you not...
Emphasis is in the wrong place.
Yeah, why are you not putting that correct in your own read before you read it out? They're just reading verbatim what they've been given.
I think
the
I've mentioned
football
this.
commentator, everything he says just makes no sense.
I think I've mentioned this before. Is like I'd really be interested to know how much. So if I'm directing a movie,
yeah,
and it needs to get dubbed,
how much
am I paying attention to that? You know what?
Yeah,
my name's gone on this, but actually this is a terrible. It's probably just it's signed off. Never see it again. Studio deals with that.
Yeah, it probably is. How much budget goes into the voice acting?
It was
like somebody had put the script into Google Translate and then just read it out. It was the worst dub I've ever seen.
It made Gaujida laughable.
Yeah, it did. It was a comedy villain.
Yeah.
It was like a stupid Joker. It was like a bad Joker.
Yeah.
And the cop was like a bad Batman. It was literally, like Ross said, it was a Batman versus Joker movie.
But they were both idiots.
Yeah.
And Dr. Yang, like I say, was the only useful person in this whole film.
But completely got overridden by all the men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having said all that...
It's not that bad.
I kind of had a good time.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those, isn't it? Like,
I'm definitely going to remember watching this one.
Yeah, this ain't going anywhere out your mind. I'd even possibly wouldn't be against watching it again just to try and understand it.
All those issues and the convolution of it have kind of made what probably should have been quite a straightforward cop serial killer movie into this awful hodgepodge. It's such a mess. But that's kind of better than if it was just a standard chasing the villain movie. And there's kind of a bit of charm to it because it's such a mess.
Yeah. Oh, it's a complete mess. But you're right, there is some sort of charm there. I didn't hate watching this. I was having a lot of fun watching this film.
Yeah,
just because of how
don't get me wrong, I was
it is.
laughing when I should not have been laughing. The serious moments fell flat. I shouldn't have liked it.
No.
But I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. The story isn't that bad. The story's terrible. the basic story that is there, it's just the way it's told is convoluted and weird. But it's entertaining. It's told in an entertaining way.
Do you remember...
I think some part of it's got to be intentional.
This is a much worse version of... Do you remember we watched it a couple of years ago? I think it's Dave Bautista, who seems to be coming up a lot recently. I can't remember what the movie was called, but and he has to stop a group of terrorists
in a
at
football stadium.
West Ham.
Yeah. What is that called?
It might have been called Final Score.
Something along those lines.
And we were like, this is going to be terrible. And it was really
It was actually
fun.
really good.
Because it was at West Ham because they were part of it was them blowing up the stand, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they'd just moved stadiums, hadn't they? It was their abandoned old stadium. But
that is a much better version of this.
Yeah,
But this is crazy. Like I say, this is memorable.
Yeah.
I had a fun time.
Me too.
In all the bits I probably wasn't supposed to be having fun, but that kind of added to it for me.
It's blown my mind.
It's bad. It's really bad.
It's really bad.
But it's fun.
Yeah. This is the exact sort of film Bottom of the Stream's all about.
Yeah.
This is a hidden gem on Netflix.
I don't know if it is.
It is, because it's terrible, but also watchable and fun.
Yeah.
But this is the sort of thing we were looking for when we started.
As of time of recording as well, just to note, you've only got until the end of June to watch.
Yes, that is true. It is leaving Netflix at the end of June.
I have a feeling it may be back.
It's probably just going to Amazon or somewhere for a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you get
Spread
chance,
the TikTok love.
If you get a chance, check it out. You're going to have a bit of fun with it. If you're into that sort of weird stuff, you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Do you want to turn the tide on it? I think just employ better voice acting.
Give me a good dub. This is the first time I've thought this is actually affecting my enjoyment of it. Yeah. Or increasing my enjoyment, because it did make me laugh. But that's just basic stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before I can even start to think about what I change about the movie.
You've got to change the voice acting.
And there's loads I've changed. Like I say, they never felt like much threat because the villain just came across total as a complete cartoon character. I mean, going from the Cristiano Ronaldo question to shoot that woman in the face. I laughed out loud.
Yeah, me too.
It's just so uneven. But
the script needs a bit of work, and the voice acting needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
It's really hard for me to comment on the acting because of, like I say, because of the voice stuff.
Yeah, we've no idea what the original actors sound like. For even in Mandarin, English or anything. Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, give us a go. Let's go and re-record it, please.
Okay.
It's kind of like, do you remember on like Whose Line Is It Anyway, where they used to overdub and they just used to guess what the guys were saying? That's what the English dub felt like.
Yeah, you're right. It did. That's a great
shout.
shout.
Subtitles.
I love Whose Line Is It Anyway. Stream table.
Yes. I'm not sure.
I'm going to read the whole thing.
Yes, please.
So currently at number 7 is Temple. Number 6 is Room 205. Number 5 is After. Number 4 is Happy Anniversary. Number 3 is John Henry. Number 2 is Urge. And number 1 is In the Shadow of the Moon currently. Where does Tik Tok go?
I'm really not sure.
I don't either.
Because parts of it I liked more than John Henry.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, was it actually as good as something like Happy Anniversary overall? It's
difficult,
not, is it?
No, probably not. It could go anywhere on that table and fit perfectly in there.
I think there's an argument for, again, we're not arguing best film. Did I have fun? Yes, I had fun. Did it make me laugh? Yes. Was it supposed to? No.
Is it entertaining? Yes.
Am I going to remember it? Yes. So it...
Do you want to work up... Should we work up from the bottom?
Yeah, let's try that. That works usually.
That works sometimes, doesn't it? So it's better than Temple.
Yes.
Room 205.
Yes.
Better. After.
Yes.
Happy Anniversary. This is where we
It
struggle.
goes anywhere in these next 3 spots.
Yeah.
But we've got to call it today. How are we feeling today? We've watched it, a few days ago.
I think this is better than Happy Anniversary.
I don't think it's a better movie.
No, nor do I.
It's not even close. But I kind of want it to be higher in the table
Agreed.
than Happy Anniversary.
Okay, we'll take that. So that brings us to John Henry.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean...
I think it goes below John Henry, above Happy Anniversary. It'd be 4th in the stream table.
See, I kind of think if it's gone above Happy Anniversary, it should probably go above John Henry. Just on the amount of fun I had watching it. John Henry's got a lot of things wrong with it.
Yeah, it has. A lot.
In my head, my version of John Henry is better than the version I saw.
Yeah, that's fair. So it doesn't touch Urge.
I don't think
we're happy with that. I don't think it does. But you're right. It's somewhere between John Henry and Happy Anniversary.
I think
this film's going to come
splitting
back.
hairs a bit, aren't we?
We are a bit. This film's going to come back and bite us on the ass at some point in this stream table.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. It's just going to be stuck in the middle.
Because it's shit, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always difficult to
It is.
rank those.
When we get to like 17, 18 films, it's going to be up there. We're like, why the fuck is Tik Tok up there?
Let's put it below John Henry.
I think so. I think below John Henry, above Happy Anniversary. I think that's fair.
Halfway of
Halfway
what
up.
we've seen so far
Yeah.
in Series 5. I think that's fair.
4th out of 8. Yeah?
Deal.
You want to pick next week's film?
Yes, please.
What do you want?
I don't know. That one's fried my brain.
I'd like something a little bit easier, if possible. That'd be nice.
You don't want to make 17 pages of notes?
No, I'd like a basic comedy. So I'm going to press the button. Are you ready?
Yes.
It has picked a film called The Disappearance at Clifton Hall.
Okay.
No, it hasn't. It's
Okay.
picked a film called The Disappearance at Clifton Hill. I was close. Any ideas?
No, I'm thinking creepy Creepy house.
Because I said hall and not hill.
Yeah.
It's a drama mystery thriller from 2019. Do you want to know the synopsis?
Yes, please.
Follows a troubled young woman returning to her hometown of Niagara Falls, where the memory of a long ago kidnapping quickly ensnares her. Canadian.
Okay.
It's a Canadian film.
We've had quite good results with Canadian films previously, so I am on board.
Just looking through the cast list. It's got David Cronenberg in it.
Oh, amazing.
He has nothing to do with it. He hasn't directed or written it, but he is in it.
Brilliant.
It's also got Noah Reid in it, who was Dan Levy's boyfriend in Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yeah.
He's on the cast list. He's quite a long way down here, but he's on it. So, yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. The Disappearance at Clifton Hill. So go and check that out. And in the meantime, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd at BOTS_podcast. The website is bottomofthestream.com. The email address is... No, I've done that wrong completely. The email address is bottomofthestream.com. The website... No, I've done it wrong again. The email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com. The website is bottomofthestream.com. On the website, you'll find every episode we've ever recorded, all 5 season stream tables, and some merch if you want to buy some merch. Patreon.com/bottomofthestream is where you will find that. On there, for a couple of quid every month, you can get early access to episodes, bonus episodes. Nick writes a newsletter every month. There is a wild card. If you come in at a certain level, you can pick the film that we watch. And also, come and join us on Discord. Discord is active every day now. There's always somebody chatting in there. So the link for that will be at the bottom of the show notes.
Sure. If you can also spare a couple of minutes to leave us a review anywhere you can review podcasts, because we are on all those places. That could be Podchaser, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the good ones.
And some of the bad ones.
You can find us. Maybe you could write an ultraviolet review and we would discover it at a later date, accidentally.
Good plan.
During our policing.
We do a lot of policing.
Trying to work out what happens in these films.
Definitely. So yeah, do that and then check out The Disappearance at Clifton Hill. And we'll come back on Monday with The Wave. We should have a full wave next week because it's Geeked Week on Netflix. Don't forget that. And we'll be back the following Thursday to talk about The Disappearance at Clifton Hill.
Cheers.
Bye.